Today we are going to talk about, for Mindfulness Monday today, we are going to talk about how to create peace in a chaos state. And we're going to be doing this by discussing meditation. So we're going to get back to that as soon as we show reel. Hit it. Good morning, and happy Monday. It is Mindfulness Monday, and today I wanted to talk about how you can find your happy amongst chaos. So chaos is just a part of life, and life really isn't life without chaos, and you can't actually create anything without chaos. And I'll kind of give you an explanation of what I mean. When we're talking about states of being, and when we're talking about levels of energy and the vibration that these things have, right? Coming back to the concept that everything is energy, right? Because if they're made out of matter, then matter is just a form of energy that's vibrating at a specific frequency. So when we look at it this way, when we're looking at vibration and these levels, our lower vibration is where we have certain kinds of music tones and emotions, states of being. So when we are in anger or frustration, irritation, hatred, resentment, these are lower forms of vibration, right? And you attract what you focus on. So as you vibrate at those levels, you attract people, situations, and things that are also on that same level. It's like you're in a building, and the only doors that you can access is the floor that you happen to be resonating with, if that makes any more sense. Okay? So when we get into the higher levels of being, when we enter into acceptance and happiness, and then elevate from happiness to joy, and then elevate from joy to love, right? Joy and love are actually chaos states, right? Those are the super highs. And it's during this time, and during normally these types of feelings, that we create life with an amazing amount of variety, where we have no idea what kind of child is going to come out of this. We have no idea if we are going to have a child, but it's chaos creation. So you really have no control over what happens within a chaos creation. And you might feel like you have no control when you're in a state of chaos, and when everything else around you is chaos, you might be feeling like you are also starting to resonate at those frequencies, right? To be there emotionally. And what I'm telling you is, if you want to control what you create in your life, you have to move beyond chaos into peace. And so for this, we talk about a portion of mindfulness that doesn't take very long, but does take practice, and this is meditation. So meditation, there are a lot of questions around meditation. People question, like, oh, what happens if I'm not, what's the word? So what happens if I can't make everything quiet? What happens if I can't calm my mind? What happens if thoughts keep racing in my head, and then I feel like I'm not being successful with meditation? That's actually not what meditation is about. Meditation is stilling yourself and putting yourself in receive mode. That means controlling your ego, right? Setting your ego aside. No control. At this time, when you try to meditate, You start with 5 minutes meditation, 10 minutes meditation, whatever time you have to actually give yourself to do this. Somebody wants all my lights off in my house. So, meditation is not about stopping things, right? It's not like you're not successful in your meditation because you can't shut the world out. That's not what meditation is. And this is a key to finding your peace and walking through the chaos, right? Is knowing yourself, accepting what comes to you, acknowledging it but not focusing on it, and allowing it to pass so that you can put yourself in receive mode. In receive mode, you are not in control. In fact, you can be in control of a lot of things that you do. But there is a whole many worlds and existences outside you that you cannot control, that have a lot to do with what goes on in your life, right? If you were aware of these different places and different worlds, things that influence you on a consistent basis, it would be too distracting for you to live your own life, which really is the focus for this lifetime, right? It's just learn how to live this life. And so meditation is the easiest way to explain it, is to put yourself in a state where you are calm and relaxed, where you can acknowledge your thoughts and accept whatever comes into your mind, all of it, just accept it, but slightly brush it away and turn down the volume, because that's what we're doing. The world outside you will not stop, right? The thoughts that you have, they're not going to stop coming because you exist and you're conscious and you are a higher creation, being of creation. So there's always going to be ideas. There's always going to be thoughts. There's always going to be questions, right? We don't silence those. We just acknowledge them, we accept them, and then we kind of, like cobwebs, brush them to the side. You're not disrespecting yourself. You're not disrespecting your mind, right? You're just telling your ego, not right now. Because your ego makes what you perceive and who you are and what you want more important than anything else, and you cannot be in your ego and be in receive mode. For you, those of you who are Christian, right? You cannot receive blessings when you put conditions on them, right? That's not how that works. You can't receive the fullness of what you are worthy of and what's coming to you and what's been promised if your cup's already full with your own ideas of how things should be. Putting yourself in receive mode means just being ready to take whatever happens. Receive whatever messages are going to happen to you. Become aware to things that you might not have been aware of, right? Acknowledge the blessings and the messages and powers of those who really are here to facilitate everything that you're supposed to experience here on this planet, right? We are definitely consistently in a state of chaos in one way or other, and we live on this planet with billions of other people, billions of other creators who also can create different states of chaos that we have to live with, right? And so it's really about control yourself and put yourself in receive mode so that you can download, right, the messages and intents there for you. Find out what your higher purpose is. Unlock your innate potential. Listen to the whispers that you've been praying about. Find the answers always. Right? This is it. And the reason why I love how universal laws work is because it has nothing to do with religion. You can believe whatever system of faith you have, but the intrinsic laws, like gravity is a law. You don't need a religion to have that work. It just works, right? Cause and effect is a law here. The law of duality is a law here. And you don't need a religion to tell you that that works, right? It just is. This is what the power of spirituality is. You can still be a person of faith and have spirituality. And it doesn't conflict with anything, right? And that's the beauty of this whole thing. Because when you look at the world in the realm of spirituality. We all deserve. We all are worthy. We are all creatures of love, and we receive blessings consistently, and we receive messages consistently. We just don't put ourselves in receive mode. And we put conditions on what we want or what we think we deserve. We actually build our own prisons and our own boxes. Right? Those things were not created for us when we came into this life. That was not a thing. We started building boxes for people the moment they were born. And some of those systems and boxes existed when we were born and are still in play. And those systems and boxes may not fit you, and they might actually be broken. So being mindful and learning how to meditate correctly is how we can find our way amidst the chaos. So meditation is simple. You want to make sure that you are in a relaxed place, some place where you can either lay down or you can sit comfortably up with your back nice and supported. Make sure you have something against your neck to make sure that your hands are laid across your knees or on your lap, nice and supported. You want to make sure that you're safe. You want to make sure that you're not operating any heavy machinery. You're not driving. Anytime you're going to be putting yourself in a state of relaxation or in a meditative state to where you be able to put yourself in receive mode, or in the attempt to put yourself in receive mode. So when we put palms up on our knees or on our chest, on our laps, and while we're meditating, this signifies receiving. So this is receive mode. When we are just going within to try and quiet our own mind or to connect with who we really are for answers, then it's palms down up against you. And then in some cases where you are generating energy, or you are ready and you've already been practicing your meditation and you are ready now to do other things beyond, there are different hand positions that you can do. But this is just the basics. So comfortably put yourself in either supported, because everyone has different health requirements, right? So make sure your back is supported. You may have to lay down. Sometimes you can sit in Sukhasana or lotus pose. I have not mastered lotus pose. My legs are still not working with me. I'm working on that. But we sit what we sometimes refer to as Indian style, with your legs crossed in front of you, and with your palms down or up, depending on how you're going to be meditating. You focus on breath, right? You focus on the very first thing that you did when you came into this life, and the very last thing you will do when you leave. Everything with emotion, with creating clarity of thought, with being able to respond instead of react, right? Changing an emotional state really comes from focus on breath. If you are getting ready to exercise, right? Focus on breath. If you're going to be exerting yourself, focus on breath. If you are an athlete or you are going to fight, you'll notice that you will have to breathe more because you want to oxygenate yourself. And oxygenating yourself creates energy. So focus on breath. Focusing on your breath and the way we do it. There are other videos, and I will go ahead and tag you on this video right here so that we can actually go and practice these things that I'm talking about right now. When you're getting into a deep state, after you have practiced deep breaths in and out, you're going to get into a normal and comfortable breathing pattern for you. You don't necessarily have to match someone else's breathing. Not all people breathe equally. And then through relaxation state, when your eyes are closed, and we want to close our eyes. And the reason why we close our eyes during meditation is because you don't want any more translation, feedback, information coming in, right? You don't want any more data coming in, because you're already going to have to filter the data that is going to be there even if you close your eyes, your ears, any sensation on your skin, any kind of aches, pains, uncomfortable things of your physical body, and then of course your mind. So closing your eyes, we want to shut down any additional information coming in. And then with our eyes closed, and our breath, after we've done deep breathing, we put ourselves in a nice state of relaxation. Now you're going to come to your mind. And for some people, you were exposed to meditation and you thought that, the point of meditation is having no thought. That's not true. The point of meditation is to be in control of your thoughts, to move them out of the way in acceptance, because you want to respect yourself, right? So move those thoughts along the side like you would brush cobwebs on the side. Acknowledge, accept, move on. Acknowledge, accept, okay, next. Acknowledge, accept, okay, next. No matter what thought it is, keep doing that. Acknowledge it, accept it, and move it on the side until it starts to slow down. And if you're having a hard time, you can actually imagine a dial, right? Like a safe or like a volume, right? Imagine a dial, and then as you breathe, you count down, and in your mind, right, you see this dial or yourself dialing everything from 10 all the way down to 0, right? To just allow yourself to slow down your thoughts so that you can brush them on the side. When you finally get into a state of peace, and you'll know it, right? You will absolutely know it. And for some people, this takes practice. Then you will start to be in a place where you can create what you want for yourself now. You put yourself in receive mode. And at this point, you become grateful and do allow yourself to think about the things that are in your life that you are grateful for, and the people in your life that you are grateful for, and all of the abundance that you have in your life that you are grateful for, right? And when you generate these feelings of joy and happiness and gratefulness, and then allow your thoughts to just pass, and just then you create this area of peace. And that's the spot, people. When you can maintain that vibration and move beyond love and joy and still be in love and joy, but get to the peace, then what you create in your life has purpose and focus and actually acts in the way that you determine. Anything before that, it's kind of like throwing a Hail Mary. You have no idea where it's going to land. You don't know who's going to catch it. You don't even know if the play is going to work. That is my football reference for the day. But that is kind of what I wanted to leave with you for this Mindfulness Monday. It's very important that we learn to master ourselves. We cannot master anything in life if we don't master ourselves. And that's just one of the ways to do it. So thank you so much for being here with me today and for spending your time and your energy and your attention. I really appreciate it. And, my intention is always to help you find you're happy, no matter what that means for you. So I really want you to be love, be kind, be brave, be you, and have just in this amazing, amazing day. Much love, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.